And guys, we are live, and hello one and all, and welcome to this live video review. It's been a while since I've done one of these for Raw, but tonight I'm going to give you a live Raw review. You're going to get the gift. The gift only comes around a couple times now. The gift of Daniel. Drink it in, man. But in all seriousness, what's going on, guys? I want to say thank you for everybody who tunes in to watch these live reviews. If you know how the format works by now, the live chat will be open throughout this entire video review. So if you're watching live, feel free to comment in the live chat as we go through and break down everything that took place on tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw, the August 28th, 2017 edition of Raw. And I have to say, I thought this was a solid show. I thought this built into nicely for the upcoming No Mercy pay-per-view on September 24th. A show that I eagerly await now with the addition of two huge WrestleMania caliber matches. And of course, I'm talking about Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar. And the announcement, you could see it in the title of the video, Roman Reigns versus John Cena. And boy, oh boy, did they have one hell of a segment tonight. Segment of the year contender. That's how damn good that contract signing segment was. But of course, we'll talk about, like I said, everything else that took place on Raw. Like I said, I thought overall tonight had a solid build to No Mercy. That's a show I eagerly anticipate, more so looking how the card's developing compared to SummerSlam. I don't know. It's pretty awesome to see it set up. I mean, it's a B-level show, and yet it almost is coming together like a WrestleMania type card. It's just pretty cool. But one thing that was not cool, and it did bother me, and usually I don't like to make note about how the crowd is or how it can affect the show, but I thought tonight, for me, the crowd played a noticeable effect on this show. The crowd was dead. Normally, I could kind of see why if they're out of it, if the show's not good, but I thought this was a solid edition of Raw. I don't see why they weren't cheering or making any type of noise. I mean, seriously, it felt like the crowd was in a coma for 3 hours of the show. So, usually I'm like, well, the show sucks, so the crowd, can you blame them for not reacting? But in this instance, I thought this was a good show, and the crowd didn't react. So Memphis, you just made the list. What can I say? And I know how it feels. I come from Pittsburgh. I'm used to crowds like these, and trust me, they are no fun to go to. So if you guys are watching in the live chat, tell me which crowds are worse, the Pittsburgh crowd or the Memphis crowd. I'm going to have to go with the Memphis crowd because my crowds are dead, but they ain't nowhere near as bad as what we saw tonight. So that certainly hurt my enjoyment of the show. But speaking of the show, let's talk about how things kicked off tonight. We had The Miz come out. Miz Taraj, he was interrupted by Kurt Angle. Miz is furious. He is irate over the fact that he did not have an Intercontinental title match at SummerSlam. So therefore, Kurt Angle said, you know what? You will defend the title at No Mercy. And in fact, tonight on this show, we will have a battle royale to determine the number one contender to the Miz's Intercontinental Championship. And I was like, cool. I have not seen a battle royale in a while. I always like battle royals. Something fun, something different, easy way to get a number one contender. The guys that we had in this match included the Big Show, who is minus beard and mustache. He shaved off his beard and mustache. I'm like, holy shit, Big Show looks 5 years younger. Versus Matt Hardy, versus Jeff Hardy, versus Bo Dallas, versus Curtis Axel, versus Finn Balor, versus Jason Jordan, versus Kalisto, versus Kurt Hawkins, versus R-Truth, versus Goldust, versus Elias Sampson, versus Apollo Crews, versus Carl Anderson, versus Luke Gallows. I think I got everybody on there. I think I did. But yeah, in no particular eliminations. The one spot that I did like in this match, though, was when Balor, Anderson, and Gallows teamed up to eliminate the Big Show. I thought that was pretty cool. But what really surprised me, I thought for sure going into this, Jason Jordan's going to be the one to become number one contender. And when it came down to Jason Jordan, the Miz Taraj, Axel and Dallas, and Jeff Hardy, I was totally rooting for, to be honest, Jeff Hardy, because he still is one of my favorites. And we'll talk about Nia Jax and her apparent babyface turn at the end of this video, but save that comment for later. We'll come back to it. But Finn Balor, the way he was eliminated, Bray Wyatt, of course, cost him the match. So the feud that I thought ended between Balor and Wyatt apparently has not. Guys watching in the live chat, I don't know if you care much about Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. I mean, what else is there to do? Finn won. I guess Bray needs to lose one more match to somebody. So in order to blow off this feud, what would be a good stipulation for Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt? I have a Buried Alive match on my card. So we can officially bury Bray Wyatt beneath the dirt. But, so that's how Balor got eliminated. Jason Jordan eliminated both Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. And Jeff Hardy eliminated Elias Sampson and Jason Jordan. And your new number one contender to the Intercontinental Championship is the charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy. I like it. It's something different. It's unpredictable. We were all assuming Jason Jordan. They didn't go that way. And perhaps they'll save that match for No Mercy, but I like it. Jeff Hardy versus The Miz. Next week on Raw, I believe the first time that Jeff Hardy's challenged for the Intercontinental Championship since 2008. I could be wrong, but I just swore I saw a tweet about that. But sounds good to me. I'm looking forward to that match. Miz versus Jeff Hardy. We then have Enzo Amore and his official debut on the Cruiserweight division onto 205 Live tonight on Monday Night Raw. He took on Noam Dar in an okay match. My thoughts on Enzo in the Cruiserweight division. We'll see how he does. Honestly, I think the best role for him would be a manager going forward. But if you're going to put him somewhere where he can at least have some amount of success, not sure if it'll work or not, because let's face it, it's 205 Live, and honestly, outside of Neville, has really been anybody else that has done well on that show? Probably not. Ultra, thanks for watching. Like I said, guys, if you're watching live, please participate in the live chat. Want to get some discussion going, talking about Raw tonight. But I'll throw it to you guys. Enzo Amore in the Cruiserweight division. How do you feel? Honestly, I don't really care because I don't have time to watch 205 Live. And let's face it, I'll probably never watch 205 Live. So I really don't have much to say other than maybe when Big Cass comes back, you could reunite them as a heel pairing. It's a heel tag team. Because honestly, looking back on it, I think it was a really bad idea to split them up. Now Big Cass is on the shelf. Who's to say that would have happened if he wouldn't have split them up? Neville's interviewed backstage, and he pretty much blows off Enzo as a joke and somebody that will never be able to dethrone the king of the Cruiserweights, because Neville will be the king forever. And I hope Neville holds on to that title as long as he damn well wants to. And somebody explained to me, what was the point of him losing it to Cesaro only for him to win it back? And again, they did that tonight on the show with Alexa and Sasha Banks. I'm not really a fan of that. I'd rather have long title reigns than just like 8 days later you win the title back. You know, I've always been a fan of longer title reigns rather than start, stop, hot potato. But that's just me, guys. We have in-ring segment. Universal Champion Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, the master of the microphone, the evil genius Paul Heyman gets on the mic. He talks about really how Braun Strowman is the most deserving contender to challenge Brock Lesnar. He is the monster. And that is a match that I can eagerly, I'm not anticipating a match like Lesnar and Strowman in quite some time. I mean, we've had some really good matches that I've anticipated lately. The Fatal 4-Way, Joe versus Lesnar, Lesnar versus Strowman. I like it. I really like it. It's just the next logical opponent for Brock Lesnar, a guy that he couldn't suplex, a guy that took him to the limit at SummerSlam and got right up in his face and hit him with 2 running power slams last week. But Heyman, talks about it, No Mercy, how Lesnar would never duck from Strowman, and Lesnar ripped the microphone right out of Paul Heyman's hands, and I love it. It was short, sweet, and to the point. And he said he's going to – what Heyman's trying to say is Suplex City, bitch. I love when Brock gets on the mic because, 0 fucks are given when he talks. So surprised to see no Braun Strowman on this show. Makes me sad. But I'm sure we'll see him next week. But Lesnar Strowman, oh boy, that's going to be one hell of a fight. Robbie, what's going on? Yeah, law school, it's going well. It's going to be a tough challenge, but it's still great to have you guys out there. And it's so great to, just relax and watch some wrestling after a long day at school. So, yeah, Brock does rarely talks. So when he talks, it usually means something. It's usually, I don't give a shit about your kids. Suplex City bitch. Usually some cuss words are coming out of his mouth, and it usually makes for a pretty good segment, guys. We had Seth Rollins versus Cesaro in what I thought was a good match, and this is when I realized that this crowd completely sucks. Seth Rollins versus Cesaro, you guys barely react for it. I thought they had a good match here. I really did. And Rollins, he walked right into a European uppercut after the distraction from Sheamus onto the outside to Dean Ambrose. And Cesaro, I really like that uppercut finish. I like the neutralizer, but I actually like when Cesaro hits the running uppercut, where he launches the guy up in the air and hits him with that huge uppercut. I've said uppercut a lot, I know. Somebody should keep an uppercut count. But it was a good match that I thought was hindered by the lack of crowd reaction. I don't know. They will cash in their rematch for No Mercy. I was thinking triple threat with the Hardys thrown in there, but I think we'll just get another match between Ambrose and Rollins versus Cesaro. And then we had an impromptu match between Dean Ambrose and The Miz, or not The Miz, Dean Ambrose and Sheamus. Don't need to see that match ever again. I don't need to see that match, WWE. All right, match here. 50-50 booking reigns supreme. Nice spot towards the end when Rollins dove through the ropes onto Cesaro, and that led to Dean Ambrose hitting Dirty Deeds for the win. So Cesaro picks up a win. Ambrose picks up a win. Nobody wins, and nobody loses. 50-50. Because somebody once told me, a certain person that blocked me on Twitter, and yes, I'm still salty about that, and I have every right to be, that wins and losses don't matter. Well, Mr. Oh, you didn't know, your ass better block somebody. Wins and losses, I will say this till the day I die, they matter. They matter. They matter. And if you guys know what's been going on Twitter, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I won't say the person's name because I don't talk about gutless. I don't mention gutless people's names on here, but I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much. I don't think they're going to give the titles back to Cesaro this soon. I think Ambrose and Rollins are going to go on a run with those titles, and Robbie knows. Robbie knows exactly who I'm talking about. But I don't see Ambrose and Rollins dropping those titles maybe at December or January at the earliest. And then we could see one of them turn heel on each other and off to the races to WrestleMania. Yeah, let's get that trending. Ultra, you said it. Let's get that trending. Poor Emma. I say this everywhere. I sound like a broken record. Emma versus Mickie James in the battle over hashtags on Twitter. Emma beat Mickie James with a sit-out pin. And then after the match, she gets on the mic and screams, "I started the women's revolution. I started the women's revolution. I started the women's revolution. I started the women's revolution. This is annoying. This is stupid. This is pointless. Who cares, Emma?" Because she tried to use Twitter as a platform to get over when you wouldn't show her on your weekly television shows, therefore negating the platform that she needs in order to get over. WWE logic, guys. You know, Emma should leave WWE, just like Rusev should leave WWE, just like Dolph Ziggler should leave WWE. If you're not happy there, I understand you're making money, but go somewhere else and do what Cody Rhodes did. Do what Drew McIntyre did. Go away and make them want to have you back. Make them feel like, oh shit, we're the biggest idiots out there. We booked this guy wrongly. We need him back. You're right. Emma should leave WWE. And I'm loving these comments. Corporate sellout. Can't handle criticism. Gutless. Hashtag gutless. Anyways, you guys ready to talk about the segment of the night? Because I sure am. This was fucking awesome. John Cena, Roman Reigns in a contract signing. Boy, oh boy. I don't know if they went off script here or what, because I know Roman flubbed his lines. He clearly forgot what he was going to say, which is another reason why I hate scripted promos, and that could have been avoided if you just had them go out there and speak from the heart. But this felt real. This felt like two guys going out there and firing their best shots. From what Cena was saying to Reigns, about how he's the one dude there isn't any protection from when it comes to Cena. And he says, you don't want to fight me. And he pretty much called him a John Cena 2.0 clone, which made me laugh my ass off. And Reigns said, I retired The Undertaker. Of course, people booed him for that. Again, what'd you expect people to do? He says, people have been saying the same crap to me for 15 years. And this was a really big line right here. Cena says he isn't The Undertaker. He isn't battered old vet at the end of his career with a bad hip. Wow. This was just great. I mean, man, we need more segments like this where there's a believability and you actually believe that maybe these two don't like each other. And I kind of got that vibe from this segment here, and that's what made it great. It felt real. It didn't feel scripted word for word. You could do this for a lot of your other talents. I'm just saying it could help how much in this product could be presented. Keep saying. It's right there in front of you. He called Cena a part-time fake-ass bitch. And Reigns says he busts his ass every night so Cena can show up on the Today Show. And the reason Cena doesn't like Reigns is because he can't bury him. And Cena called Reigns stupid. He said it took Reigns 5 years to cut a decent promo, and now Cena is going to break Reigns down. He said he doesn't need a shovel. He said he hasn't main evented WrestleMania in 5 years. He was in the opening match of SummerSlam. He said the reason Cena is still here because, Roman, you can't do your job. Wow. And, man, this was just great. Reigns moves the table. Well, they both signed the contracts, moved the tables out of the way, and you thought these two were going to come to blows. Eventually, the club come out, and then we get an impromptu match between... Yeah, that was a good promo, Robbie. July 2014, build up to Battleground, Cena Reigns. It was in Canada. That's where the crowd still like Roman. That was a good promo. That was that tease from way back when, Cena Reigns. And now it's happening at No Mercy. Hard to believe. What's going on, Alex? Thanks for checking out the video. Like I said, live chat is open. We were talking about Cena Reigns, the contract signing. Guys, let me know what you all thought of it, because I thought this was a really outstanding segment. Let's see here. Cena Reigns, they team up to take on Anderson and Gallows. It was an all right match, really just playing up the animosity and tension that would exist between Cena and Reigns, a level of one-upsmanship in this match. Cena picked up Anderson for the AA. Reigns spears Gallows, and Cena hits the AA for the win. So that was the best part of the show right there, that contract signing. I still can't get over it. Man, was that really good stuff. We had Elias Sampson. Said he had a song to sing tonight about Memphis. And if I were him, I would have sang a lovely tune about how this crowd completely and absolutely sucked, because it sure did suck the life out of the show for me. Eventually, Jerry Lawler gets up and he introduced, and I don't watch Southpaw Regional Wrestling. I don't. So Heath Slater, dressed up as Pelvis Wesley, comes down and Drifter hits the Drift Away on him. So yeah, little shout out to Southpaw Regional Wrestling. Still haven't had a chance to check that stuff out, but I've heard good things about it. Wow. Cena Reigns beating Ambrose and Rollins for the tag titles. I don't know. That would be something to see. I don't know if they'd go in that direction, but I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what plays out after No Mercy. And I know Cena's taken some time off to film Transformers, so I doubt that, but you never know. We then had a good Raw Women's Championship match that I thought was hindered by the crowd once again. Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, some good action back and forth between these two. But what really surprised me, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised because it is a Sasha Banks Women's Championship reign after all, is Banks tempted to go for the bank statement. And actually, there was a nice superplex spot by Alexa Bliss onto Sasha Banks. I have to give a shout out to that. That was a really nice spot there. Banks hit a Shining Wizard on Alexa Bliss for a 2 count, hit the double knees, or the high knees in the corner, and hit the running double knees onto Alexa Bliss. And as Bliss slams Sasha Banks' head on the turnbuckle, that's where the superplex spot happened. Bliss attempted for a pin. Banks tried to lock in the bank statement. Bliss turned it into another pin. Sasha kicks out. Attempt for another bank statement. And Bliss sends Sasha Banks into the ropes. Hits her patented DDT for the win. So even though I'm mad that Sasha Banks lost, because I really wanted to see her have a nice championship reign with that title. And it is nice to see, though, people win with the DDT. That is a move that has really been bastardized over the years. So it is nice to see somebody win with that move. But really surprised here to see Alexa Bliss regain the Raw Women's Championship. And after the match, Nia Jax comes down, celebrate, puts Alexa Bliss up on her shoulders, and then so it looks like for the next program, we're going to be getting Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. It's just disappointing to see Sasha Banks once again get a short Raw Championship, Women's Championship title reign. That was disappointing to see. I thought the match was good. I just thought the outcome was kind of like, what? And then the crowd was awful. They really did not help this match at all. Yeah, she can't even get a title reign over a month. How sad is that? As a fan of Sasha Banks, that sucks. But I'm also a fan of Alexa Bliss, so it's kind of a double-edged sword here, guys. But other than that, I did think this was a solid edition of Raw. If I had to give it a grade, I'm going to go with a B. Going with B tonight for Raw. Good build. Looking forward to No Mercy. Reigns, Cena, Lesnar, Strowman. Whatever else is going on should be a really good show. Those 2 matches alone should guarantee a really good show. So that is it, guys, for my live Raw review. I want to say thank you to all 8 of you for watching in the live chat. Going to be trying to do more live Raw reviews going forward based on my schedule with school. Probably work that in there. So, yeah, that is it, guys, for this live Raw review. Remember, when this video is uploaded, please leave your comments down below for what you thought of Raw. What did you like? What didn't you like? And be sure to click my like and subscribe button, youtube.com/DanielGuys412. Only 1 subscriber away from reaching my goal of 300 subs. So who will be the one in 300? We will find out, and there will be a special video when that happens. I can guarantee you that. And be sure to follow me on Twitter @DanielGuys412 for all my latest tweets and what have you. So, guys, yeah, thank you for watching. I will be back up here again in my next video, whenever that may be. So until then, take care, and I will see you guys later.